All right, so I've finished my texture mapping, and now I want to make the dragon whole again, which means I need another half. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select it, and I'm going to go to my top view, because I need to have a mirror image that meets the seam on the inside edge here that's open. So all I want to do is make sure that my axis is against that inside seam. So if it doesn't appear that way, I simply hold down D and V, and I'm going to grab my Z-axis and I'll snap it to the edge of the geometry. So now if I was to return to my perspective view and spin this, you can see that when we duplicate it, it will fall along the open seam there. So now I'm going to hold down the space bar. I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to choose Duplicate Special. I'm going to go to the menu for this. And it's always a good idea to go to Edit, Reset Settings. Now, what we want to do is we want to change the scale axes here. So next to scale, it goes from left to right, X, Y, Z. I'm going to put a minus sign in front of Z, and I'm going to hit Return because there's my Z axis pointing perpendicular to the mirror image I want to make. And the number copies of 1, that's all I need, and then I'll hit Apply. And I'll close that out. So there's my second half. And you can see it's met at the seams pretty well. Now, right now, I'm looking through my texture map, and the alpha channel came in with my Photoshop file. So I'm going to go to my texture editor, and I'm going to go and hit the reload button on this, and then I'll return and break the transparency connection. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shift select the other half, hold down the space bar, and I'm going to choose Mesh Combine. And that's going to join both halves together. Now, they're simply combined. They're just joined together. That middle seam has not been merged. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to choose Vertex, and I'm going to grab all the vertices. And then I'm going to hold down the space bar, and I'm going to go to Edit Mesh, and I'm going to choose Merge Components, and I'm going to go to the menu for that. I'm going to go to Edit Reset Settings, and I'm going to hit Apply, and I can see that I probably have a pretty decent seam. Now, the way to really check this would be to right-click, go back to your object mode, select the geometry, and I'm going to hit 5 so that my texture map is not a distraction. Now when I hit 3 on the keyboard and deselect, I can see that I've got a really clean seam all the way around. If there had been an issue, I would have seen buckling or some odd little crevices around that seam. So we're in pretty good shape here. So I'll click on my dragon, hit 6 on the keyboard, Command S to save, hit Continue.